All right, K Aura S is our next unit, and that is asking you what time it is. And so we're going to learn how to tell time in Spanish. Now, before we tell time in Spanish, you're going to have to know the verb ser, which means to be permanent, which is like the verb estar, which means to be, but that was temporary. So we have used the singular conjugations of this verb in some of our other units. So you will recognize yo soy, meaning I am, and that of course would refer to yo soy Tina or yo soy de los Estados Unidos, because those are permanent things, my name, my origin, where I was born. We have used the form eres, as in the question, de donde eres, asking where are you from, because again, that's your origin, or originally where were you born. And we have used ace, as in is, he is, she is, it is, or you are, as in my name is, my address is, my last name is. So we've used this before as well. Now we have not used the plural side, so we, or nosotros, is somos, so that means we are. Vosotros sois means you all informal are, and ellos, ellas son mean they are. Ustedes son means you all are, and of course you can also use son meaning it, plural. Now, what do you use this verb for? Our unit that we are going to end this trimester with is telling time, and because time is an it, we are going to only use it singular and it plural form, so we will only use ace and son. At the beginning of next trimester, we will also use this verb to describe permanent things, your looks, your personality, your religion, your occupation, your nationality, and political party, and those things do change over time, but they don't change hour to hour, day to day. Facts, things like today is Tuesday, or it is June, or it is 2016. The capital of Des Moines is, or the capital of Iowa is Des Moines. So those are facts. We're also going to use it to talk about events, where the events are or when the events are, and origin, as we've already done with yo soy de los Estados Unidos. All right, so turn the page to the phrases about how to tell time. So K Aura S is asking, what time is it? And of course, Aura looks like hour, so that's easy enough. There are two sentences or sentence structures that you're going to need to be able to tell time. Es la una, when it's 1 o'clock. Now, it's not always exactly 1 o'clock, but when it's closer to 1 o'clock than any other hour on the clock, you're going to use es la una. So if it's 12:31, that means it's 31 minutes after 12, but only 29 minutes until 1. So it's closer to 1, so we'll use this phrase. All the way up until 1:30, we will use es la una. Now for the other hours or other times on the clock, you're going to use son las because it's plural hours. So son las 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12, because you're going to say it is 2 o'clock, it is 5 o'clock, it is 8 o'clock. And so you need to know those numbers because that's how many hours there are on the clock. We're also going to be talking about AM and PM. De la mañana means AM, as in of the morning. There are two words for PM because you have an afternoon PM and you have a night PM. So de la tarde is afternoon going from noon until 6:59 p.m. So that will be of the afternoon, or PM, de la tarde. And the other PM is de la noche, from 7 o'clock until 11:59 p.m. And again, that means of the night, literally. So de la mañana, de la tarde, and de la noche are AM and PM. Now, it's not always exactly 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So because of that, you're going to also add something to those beginning phrases. If it is 1 minute after the hour, all the way until 30 minutes or half an hour after the hour, you're going to say and, meaning past or after. So if it is 5 minutes after 1, you're going to say es la una y cinco. And so we will know that es la una is the phrase for it is 1 o'clock. Y cinco means it is 1:05. You're also going to use menos. And so when you use menos, you're literally saying minus, which we'll refer to in time as to or till. So if I say it's 10 minutes till 3 o'clock, or if it's 20 minutes till 2 o'clock, we use those as time as far as till or literally minus. Now, you use menos when it's 31 minutes after the current hour all the way until 59 minutes after the current hour, or you can think of it as 29 minutes until the next hour all the way up until 1 minute till the next hour. Now I know this sounds kind of confusing, but once we practice this, you'll see that the clock is really divided into two halves. On the right side, when the minute hand is there, you say and on the left side, when the minute hand is on that left side, you're going to use menos. Now, another phrase, es el mediodía, is optional. That's why I have it highlighted in yellow. Es el mediodía means it is noon. You could also say it is 12 p.m. Son las 12 de la tarde, which means the exact same time. So you have options. You can say es la medianoche, which means it is midnight. Or you can say it is 12 a.m. Son las 12 de la mañana, meaning the exact same time. So you have options there. Another thing that you have an option for is the word cuarto. Cuarto means a quarter, as in 15 minutes. It's a quarter after, or it's a quarter till the whatever current hour it might happen to be. You can also use quince or 15. So if it's a quarter after, you would say y cuarto or y quince. If it's a quarter till, you would say menos cuarto or menos quince. You also need to know 30 minutes, and this isn't really the word for 30, but it's half, as in half an hour. Media means half, so you have to use that one. That's not an option. You don't get the choice of saying 30 or media, but you have to use media. You also only use media with E. You would never say menos media, minus 30. You would always say it is 12 and 30, or it is 4 and 30. So you would say son las 4 y cuarto, or son las 4 y media. So you've got that to remember for half an hour. Another thing we're going to talk about later is a qué hora es, which is at what time is a certain thing. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so you also need to know numbers, and clearly you need to know 1 through 12 because those are the hours on the clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We've used almost all of those when we talked about our phone number or address. We haven't really talked about 10, but it is 10. And again, pay attention to the spelling for your homework for these numbers. 11 through 15 are unique numbers as well. 11 is once, 12 is doce, and of course you need to know 1 through 12 for hours on the clock. But minutes, of course, you're going to need to know up to 30. So trece is 13, catorce is 14, and quince is 15. You also need to know 16 through 19. Now, these are unique because you can literally say 10 and 6, or you can say 16, 16. you have two options. Both sound the same, dieciséis or dieciséis. The only difference is, notice the Z in dies becomes a C, and the E, as in and, becomes an I, and then there's an accent over the E in seis as one word. So sometimes you'll see it as one word. I'm fine with you using it as three words. Just remember how to spell all of these. So 16 is dieciséis, 17 is diecisiete, 18 is dieciocho, 19 is diecinueve. Since you need to know up to 30 minutes, you need to know 20 through 29. 20 is 20, and then again, these numbers have options of using the three words, literally 20 and 1, or 21, 21. Notice where there are accents, and notice that the E is dropped off, 20, the Y becomes an I. So there are some differences, but it's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. All right, so let's get into telling time. Now remember, if the minute hand, which is the longer hand, is on the right side of the clock, you will need to say the hour and, or E, however many minutes. If the minute hand, the longer hand, is on the left hand side of the clock, you are going to say it is the next hour minus those minutes. So you're going to have to do a little quick math in your head. So let's get started. If it is exactly 9 o'clock, the time is son las 9. Because you're talking about 9 hours, you're going to use the son las, and 9 is 9. If it's exactly 9 o'clock, you say son las 9. If it is 2:30, now remember, the minute hand is the longer one, the hour hand is the shorter one. Well, the hour hand is in between the 2 and the 3 because the minute hand is exactly at 30 minutes. So we are halfway between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So you are going to say son las 2:30, because remember, when the minute hand is on the right hand of the clock all the way up to 30 minutes, you're going to say and however many minutes. The next one, this is 10:25. We're not quite to 10:30, so you're going to say son las 10:25 for and 25 minutes. Now we're getting to the hard ones. This is 20 minutes until 2 o'clock. Okay, it's almost 2 o'clock. You got 20 minutes till. So you're going to say it is 2 o'clock, son las 2 menos 20. It is 2 o'clock minus 20 minutes because you're 20 minutes away from 2 o'clock. So a reminder again that you need to say es la una when it is 12:31 to 1:30. If it is on the right-hand side, you can see you're going to say y uno, y dos, y tres, y cuatro, y cinco, all the way down to y media. But if it's on the left-hand side, you're going to say menos, however many minutes it is from the next hour. So at the bottom, go ahead and attempt these times, and then check your answers. All right, number one, first one is 7:15. So you have two options here. You can say son las 7:15 or son las 7:15, for it is 7:15 or it is a quarter after 7. The second one is 10 after 2. So you're going to say son las 2:10. The third one is it's a quarter till 5 or 4:45. So you're going to say it is 5 o'clock minus 15. Son las 5 menos cuarto or son las 5 menos 15. 1 o'clock exactly on the nose is es la una. 10:30, halfway between 10 and 11. So you're going to say son las 10:30. 12 o'clock on the button, son las 12. 10 minutes till 10. Son las 10 menos 10.